But I can tell you this: for me, it's not at all an intellectual process. I believe we're all directly connected from the light in our heart to the light, at the gate. For me, the connection is purely emotional. When I get in a certain emotional vibration, I can go in a second, and that for me, it typically happens in the morning, right after I wake up, and sometimes I have this thought, I'm alive. And when you fully understand what that means, it is a transforming knowledge and information. It fills my body with light, and I'm with the light again. I know that life for so many people, and for me in the past, is full of challenges, still is today. But to be alive and to be sort of the center point between the material universe and the quote subtle universe is just an amazing realization, and that I was given a second chance, and that I can be here, and I can waste it if I want to, or I can try to do something good with the time that I have. It's for me, it's an emotional energy, an emotional connection that takes me back to the light. I do believe, though, that people could do this through hypnosis, self-hypnosis. I do believe that there are many ways to enhance your awareness with the light. I think most people don't trust themselves. I had to learn to trust myself, that the experience was, in fact, real, that the experience was, in fact, safe. And I chose to ask for things that could be proven. Like I've helped decode diseases, inventions, things like that could be proven, and that's how I've chosen to work with the light in my life. I'm not much of a philosopher. I believe that philosophy is a different thing. It's sort of intangible, and I don't know how much philosophy's helped the world as of yet. But I wanted to bring back some nuts and bolts things, and so that gave me more and more confidence that in fact I was plugged into a source that could give correct, useful information and insights that I could trust. So it's a process, really. I hope one day to somehow maybe figure out a course for this. I don't know if that's possible. It's kind of like I've often said this talent I've developed is kind of like playing piano. Most people can play piano if they really want to, and so I got a chance to sit down at the piano, and I liked it, and I stayed there, and I developed my abilities on, quote, the spiritual piano. And it's very much like learning music. And then after a while, you don't even have to think about it anymore. You are the music. And so that's the best I can explain it at this point.
And were you absolutely conscious when you, after your experience, when you, so to say, came back to life, what happened, and that it was real that happened? And did you have full memory, or did it take a time for you to?
Well, no, it's full memory, and it's ongoing. And when I've worked with universities and in think tanks, I literally can keep my eyes open. I can be asked questions by scientists and be with the light at the same time. And so I'm like this instrument that these scientists could ask questions through. I could ask, then I would just ask the light for the answer, and I would be given information that has turned out in all these cases to be of useful information. Philosophy, I think, that's different. It's untestable, but I hyper developed my sense of invention. I've been tested. I can invent on command, working with the light. I love the flow, so I invent every day. I come up with inventions every day, nonstop, and I record them. And I realize that probably maybe 98% of my inventions will never make it out in my lifetime, but that's not the point. The point is I'm connected. I love the flow, and I love the experience. It's like a musician playing his instrument. I love playing the instrument.
And the creativity of inventing is somehow more thrilling than just putting it all in action.
And so I do this whether someone's paying me for it or not. In fact, it's like I've heard musicians say, "I can't believe people are paying me to do this."
I want to thank you so much, Marcus, for calling in and asking. This is some really great questions, and thank you so much, sweetheart, for taking the time to call in all the way from Germany.
Oh, no, it was such a pleasure to talk with you both. And I will mail you, Vaishali. All the best to you both.
You too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, sweetheart. And we may have enough time for one more caller at 877-230-3062. Again, the toll-free number to the studio is 877-230-3062. I'm Vaishali, the Beyond Karma Queen of Radio and Literature, the author of You Are What You Love and Wisdom Rising. Today my guest is the astonishing Mellen-Thomas Benedict. He is the most researched near-death experience case. And you can visit his website by going to Mellen, Mellen-Thomas.com. And Mellen and I will be teaching a class at at Omega. And you can not only pre-order Mellen's books, which will be coming out in September, by going to his website, Mellen, Mellen-Thomas.com. You'll get a sneak preview of the cover of those books. And you can also sign up for the class in Omega by visiting his website, as well as pre-ordering his book. And there was a question that came up. I think this is a good segue for it, Mellen. You were talking about that going back to the light is not an intellectual agreement. It's not an intellectual event. It's not precipitated by the correct secretion by your frontal lobe. That it's a feeling knowing that allows you to create a connection to that quality of intelligence that clearly supersedes the limitations of intellectual ownership or intellectual mind. And one of the questions that came up in the chat room was, is the heart the emotional center in our human experience? Is our physical heart, or is the physical heart simply symbolic representative of our emotional heart? How would you field that question? Is the heart the emotional center?
Well, it's part of our sacred biology. Our entire body is emotional. It's the entire body. The heart is one of the centers, but it's every cell in our body is emotional and reacts emotionally. Someone that has kind of proven this very well is Cleve Baxter, who discovered plants have feelings.
Yes,
and his
great work.
Yeah, and his work that he's done since then, called The Secret Life of Your Cells, show that your cells are much more plugged into reality than your mind is, and that your cells, the cells in your body, and in fact the cells in all living things, seem to be connected and care about each other. And in his book, Primary Perception, you can read about these experiments where they've done where bacteria in yogurt care about you and show it.